was expensive though.
Looks nice.
It does look nice. It was like $16.
I don't remember it.
The mango's good. Hello, hello. I am home early from work. I have a mess behind me, including laundry that needs to be put away and shameful dishes that also need to be put away. Right now, I'm going to make myself some tea, and we're going to have Girl Scout cookies because I'm in possession of many of them. And this one says, I am a leader. And this other one says, I am a risk taker. Oh no, I cracked it. Oh boy. But you can see it anyhow. So, I love lemon flavored stuff. I am a sucker for Girl Scout cookies. I have acquired 4 boxes and I have been indulging in them like 2 at a time for the last couple days. I opened Adventurefuls first. This is not the one that they're stopping. S'mores is the one that they're not going to be selling anymore, according to my friend. I got Samoas for the boy, and I got my favorites, tagalongs, for me. So I started with the Adventurefuls just to make the tagalongs last longer, and the Lemon Ups, which I got as a last minute impulse because I was like, I will regret it. She had 2 boxes left, and I was like, I will regret it if I don't get those lemon cookies, because I do love a lemon cookie. So right now we're going to have some tea and biscuits and get to editing. I just recorded the budget video for January. It was a good month. Could have been better, but a couple things came up that were unexpected but necessary. So there's that. We can only learn and move forward and hope that things don't implode on us. It is January 31st and things are kind of a mess in the world right now. And yeah, that's all I will say on that. So, hoping for the best, but also being cautious and planning for the worst, just in case. So, not to be an alarmist, but I am also old enough to know that you need to be prepared for any and all circumstances. So, let's make some tea and keep calm and carry on. I've also been indulging in Valentine's Day chocolates. These in particular are currently my weakness. Let's make our way to the bedroom. Well, tea time was lovely. I quite enjoyed those cookies, and now I'm going to edit the budget video, like I said, and the last vlog. I am not always a lazy girl, but sometimes I'm a very lazy girl. So this time around, I did record the budget video on my phone. I alternate between like, do I want to do it on my phone? Do I want to do it on my camera? The camera sometimes has worse quality. The phone sometimes has worse quality. So we pick and choose. And this time we chose the lazy route, which was do it on the phone, edit on Premiere. So that's what I am going to do. I will edit the low-buy first because that is an easier edit overall than the vlog. The vlog requires more like cuts and adding music and stuff like that, whereas the budget video is mostly just cutting out noises, and there were a lot of noises for this one because of the time of day when I'm recording. But yeah, so that is the plan. It is Friday afternoon. I just want to get a little bit of stuff done, set myself up for the weekend. I am also working on drafting a post for a Substack that I'm starting. I have been a reader of Substacks for a while, since I've been following Productive Flourishing and a few of the other like productivity channels and stuff like that I follow. And I had been wanting to open one for a while, but I was like, I have a blog. I don't have like a huge readership anymore. Like blogs just don't get the readership that they used to. So like compared to when I was first like regularly blogging, I don't get the same number, even though I still have like 600 subscribers on there. And I do get the occasional like I have like a standard set of people who always like my posts. So I post book blogs, I post like just like life stuff, updates, but I've never had a niche, or at least I haven't had a niche in the last few years. I had a niche once upon a time. It originally started as like, you know, like a growing into adulthood blog, and then it was a little bit of a lifestyle blog as a student, and then it's kind of like followed me over the years. So I didn't really want to like take that same content into Substack. I was like, I wanted the Substack to be something different, and I was like, I kind of want a niche, but I don't want to niche down too much. And then I was like, writing is the thing that I never really talk about. I used to post more about it on this channel, but this isn't really a writing focused channel. It's a lifestyle of a writer channel is really what my main like audience segment is in this part of the internet for me. So instead of trying to like, bring in the same content or like recycle the same ideas, I was like, I can finally I can focus on the writing, because the writing website that I've created for my books, which is ameliagracewrites.com, I want to focus that more so on the book. So like I created a blog for that one, but it's a news update blog. Like it's not like where I talk about my practice. And I don't really talk about my practice very much on my blog, because my blog is much like this channel, like more about me, like essentially a public journal. That's really what this is. Like these vlogs are a public journal in many ways, just like me talking through my thoughts. This is a visual audio journal, if you will. So I was like, what can I possibly start a Substack? Like I like the energy over on Substack. It feels very much like the vibe I used to get like in the early 2000s when I was like deep into like live journal and stuff like that, which coincidentally I randomly got an update from them saying that it was like the 20-something anniversary of my live journal. So that was pretty cool. Not that I've used that account or opened it in years, but I was like, I might actually go in there and see what I used to post. I think I stopped posting like right around the time that I got my master's. So at least, I don't know, like 17 years ago at this point. So that is an interesting little blast from the past. But yeah, so I was like, what can I write on this Substack? Like, what can I do to get involved in this community? Because I've been following, I've been liking, I've been reading. Like, there's different Substacks that I really enjoy. Like '08 is one of them, or a few of the art ones that I follow. So I sat down with it and I was like, writing, like you're a writer, but you never talk about your writing process very much anymore. So that's what it's going to be. It'll be ameliagracewrites.substack.com. And I am still drafting that first like introductory post, but my goal is to, actually write about the writing process, the editing process, like eventually, hopefully the self-publishing process, like whatever that looks like in the future and in the next few months. And just to do like a roundup, because I'm like, I have all these things. Like I have the vlog, I have the budget videos, I have the other blog, which I am trying to like post on more often. I was like, I post my little mini book reviews on there like on a quarterly basis. But I used to do this series called The View from Sunday, which I recently posted on the community tab. And it was just kind of like musings and reflection once a week, with like sometimes like just like looking back on my week, but mostly like thoughts and ideas and like what's going through my mind. So I was like, okay, I have a list of ideas. I feel like re-engaging with writing as a form of like reflection, meditation, self analysis. I think I've come to rely very heavily on these videos for that, and I kind of miss that other aspect of it where like I'm stretching my writing muscles in a different way. So all this to say, I have a Substack coming. Like that's the point of this. But for now, I'm going to edit a video and continue working on that so that I actually have something to share by the time you guys see this video. Piggy, what's going through your head? What's going on? I did a thing. Not to make excuses, but I broke my no-buy. Very briefly, but for a good cause, or at least I think it's a good cause, which is supporting local bookshops. Fort Lauderdale, which is like an hour away from where I am, ish, a little bit less than an hour maybe. They were doing the 3rd annual Fort Lauderdale Book Fair, which I just learned about a couple days ago. So I decided, well, initially I was gonna be good and not go, but then at the last minute, my boyfriend was like, "Oh well, there's this place I want to try. We can have lunch. I'll treat you, and then we can go to your book fair thing." So I was like, "Fine," but I'm not gonna buy anything. That didn't work out. So Steamy Lit was there. They are a romance-only diverse bookshop in Deerfield, and they are opening other locations. So they're planning to open, I think, in Coral Gables, or at least that's what I heard they were trying to do. Do not quote me. It was on their Blue Sky Instagram threads, whatever. And they might be coming closer to me, which is great because they are very far away from me. So I did pick up a blind date with a book and a sticker. So I thought this was very appropriate to my cause. So busy crafting happily ever after. Since I'm a romance writer, I thought that was very good, and I will put it on my planner. And I am hoping, let me come down, let us adjust our angle. So I'm hoping that I don't have this. I very cautiously and carefully read through the descriptions, and I'm pretty sure I don't have this book. So it's Blind Date with a Book number 47 of theirs, and it is a friends to lovers with disability rep, a famous MMC, a homebody, FMC, and fake dating. And that all sounds like stuff I like. It also brings a couple of little bits here, so let's see. I like their wrapping. Oh, that's cute. So it brought a couple of its own little stickers. So that one, and there's a little bookmark for audiobooks through Libro, which I've never tried Libro. I need to check out Libro. A little bookmark for their bookstore. They also run LitCon and the Steam Box. So if you have not heard of them, you can check out the QR code right there. And that is that. So I will unwrap this and see what we've got. And then there was a tiny, well, we also popped into the library and I picked this up. So fun times for me. There was also, I think it's a young adult bookstore. They are online only right now. And it was just these two, they look like they were like in their early 20s. It's called Jay's House. It's a bookshop and bakery. Books, food, and fun for the whole fam. I think the majority of the books are YA, or at least what was on the table was YA and children's. But I wanted to support them because their goal is to open a bookstore. So right now they're run out of like an online shop, and it's Jay's House Books. There's the little QR code, there's the URL, and all their socials. Jay's House Book Bakery on Facebook, Instagram, and Yield Twitter. But yeah, it was just these two girls, and they're selling like sweet treats and YA and children's books. I just want to support them and support their dream of opening their bookstore. They said they're getting close to it, like in the next year. They're currently looking at locations. They're hoping to open the bookstore physically soon. So, you know, if you'd like to support a local bookshop, give them a go, see if their page has something you like. So I picked up The Poisons We Drink. I had seen this one on, I think, Book Riot. If you know, you know. I am a librarian. I do book collecting for YA. Don't currently have a budget for reasons, but right now spending is frozen, but I do still like to keep up with what the trends are. This one had come through my feed and I had been intrigued, so when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is really cute. Sounds fun. It is about like I guess like witches making like illegal love potions or something like that. Like that's the concept. Like she is brewing illegal love potions, and there's a situation, there is like a witch hunt happening or something like that. It's a debut novel. I just thought it looked very pretty and I was intrigued. Bethany Baptiste is the author. So now let us open the blind date with the book. It does seemed, there was one that was Christmas themed. I don't know if they're all Christmas themed, but the packaging was definitely probably from a Christmas themed event or something that they did. But they did have books just like available out in the open, but I was like, you know what, I never do the blind date with the book thing. Let's take a chance on a book and see what it is. Okay, this is some very nice wrapping. I do not know how to wrap this well. If you watched my Vlogmas series, you will know that I'm terrible at wrapping. Ooh, this looks pretty. I have never heard of this book. Okay, there we go. And there's also another sticker in here. Oh, cute. Romans Unleashed. I have never seen this book before. So this is cute. It is about a homebody and somebody who's internet famous. And it sounds a little small towny. Or at least I guess maybe, I don't know, is Providence, Rhode Island small towny? Rhode Island feels small towny, but I am also large towny, so I wouldn't know the difference. Interesting. It is told over the course of 3 sizzling summer months. So this sounds like a good book for my summer reading to look forward to. So it will go into the TBR pile, and I promise after this, I'm definitely not buying any more books. My goal this year was to not buy any books except for the 2 that I have pre-ordered that should be coming out. I think some of them might actually be coming out in February, but I've got to double check that. I can't remember if it was February or not. Also picked up this sticker, which I thought was very cute. I picked up this one from the Girls Running Joy's house books. And I also picked up a cookie. The Bookie Red Velvet cookie. So I will enjoy this later. It does say that it contains dairy, but it's probably just because it's got white chocolate chips on, like, you know, at some point probably had some. I think that's it. I think that's the only dairy ingredient. So I should be fine. I should be fine. So cookie, books, fun time, new titles to add to the collection, and pretty covers. Yay. It's a good cause. Take a deep breath. So it is Sunday, February 2nd, as I record this, and I have to admit I went on a bit of a the world is awful news spiral. It is kind of hard to remain hopeful and not, you know, give in to total despair at this point. You know, like, whatever side of the spectrum you're on politically in this country, like, we're all going to be feeling it, and that's the reality. Some more than others, some in a more vulnerable kind of way than others, and it's just been really difficult. It's very hard, I feel, to like think of the future in a way that doesn't just kind of make me feel that sort of what is the point kind of feeling. And, you know, we don't want to do that, because honestly, that's to just give in and give up is never the right choice, in my opinion. Because in that case, then, like, what is the point of anything? And that way lies madness. And so I choose not to go in that direction. And I don't often engage in, like, being extremely political on the channel or on the blog or anything, partly for self-preservation reasons, partly the same reason that I've been switching all my socials and content to my pen name as opposed to my real name. But at the end of the day, tariffs are only going to hurt the common person, which is us. Most of us on this, you know, platform are not millionaires or billionaires or any kind of illionaire that you can think of. It's only going to hurt people who are already in a precarious financial situation. You know, this whole, like, me recording my budget and talking about money in a very, like, open way for the last year and now into this year has been with the idea to improve my life and hopefully my old age and like achieve my goals and be able to self-publish, and a lot of that just feels so precarious right now. Not just the money part, but even just the what is the future of fiction and books in this country and in other countries too. Let's not like pretend like this isn't happening around the world. But it's just really hard, and that's been one of those days. So my Sunday kind of devolved into a depressive funk. I know that part of it is also probably PMS. It's probably also hormonal, and it's probably also the after effects of a migraine I had earlier this week, which tends to usually send me into a low energy, low mood state. But it has been very difficult to kind of drive myself to do stuff today. I published my first Substack entry today. I don't know what would one call that, because it's kind of a newsletter, but it doesn't feel like a newsletter. It's not quite a blog, but regardless of what we call it, I published it today, and it's about writing, and the whole Substack will be about writing and me moving towards self-publishing. And even as I was writing it, I was, also like doom scrolling and seeing all these things, and like Oklahoma, some passing some, nonsense bill that's always like couched under the auspices of like, but think of the children. And it's never about the children. If you cared about the children, there would be so many other services you would be offering. And I say this as like a child who grew up being one of the children that you should have been thinking about. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, I can quit now and they will have won and my book will never see the light of day, or I can keep pushing along and hope for the best and hope that in the fall, which is my like planned, if all falls into place as it hopefully does according to my timeline, like that is when my book will be coming out. That is when I intended it to come out when I originally decided to do the self-publishing route. Like I was looking through my Trello the other day, and I had done like a board with like my however many years plan, and I had written like in 2025 my book will be published, and it's 2025 and I wanted it to be a fall publication. So between now and late October, early November, many things can happen and many things can change, and I don't know what that looks like. Even just the fact that I don't want to just, put more money into billionaires' pockets either, but the options for self-publishing that actually make money are often tied to said billionaires. It's all just so much. So yeah, we vote with our dollars, and it does put people in a difficult position when your only options are limited, and like even when it comes to like shopping, like I look around and it's like, well, I would love to boycott several of the like stores and stuff like that, but like where would I shop? There's only so much you can find at Aldi. There's only so much you can find at Trader Joe's. Like there are things that you just can't find. So even though I personally like try to avoid Target just because I know it's a money pit for me, like I do have to go to Walmart. Like there aren't that many other places that are affordable in the area, and I'd rather save myself than have to go to a store that has equally questionable moral values or whatever and end up paying more. So at the end of the day, a lot of people, even though they want to do more, may be tied to having few options. I live in a city. I do not have access to a plot of land. I can't grow much. You can't grow a lot of stuff in Florida. It doesn't do well with the sun. So that's not really a thing that's available to me right now. Like I can't even have my outdoor plants outdoors. They're all inside on the window ledge because I have been forbidden from having them outside. And I know a lot of other people are in a similar situation. There isn't like a community garden type program around here. There isn't anything like that. And all that is very troubling. I also, don't have a big place. I don't have the space to have a lot of like things I buy in bulk and can store. So, like, bulk shopping, even when I do engage in it, is always very limited because I can't put it anywhere. Like, I just have nowhere to store it. So, all these things are just going through my mind, like just the reality of what is to come and not knowing, and knowing that I have two elderly parents and that I can't do much for them, and that there's these tiny little cats to be fed, and their food's probably going to get more expensive, and all these things just running through my mind. So today has been not the greatest mental health state day, but I think a lot of us are going through it, and I just wanted to put this out there and say, like, I am with you, and I commiserate and hope the best for all of us, and we'll see what happens, and hope that it doesn't like absolutely destroy everything in every way. So, all this to say, for now, I will keep on keeping on, and I hope you do too. And though this is not like the happiest note on which to end the vlog, I will leave you guys here and hope you're having a decent day wherever you are in the world, and that this week doesn't bring fresh terrors our way. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Stay safe and take care of yourselves wherever you are. Bye.